Good evening, everyone. Welcome to those that are here in the council chamber and to those that are watching our live stream. Also want to let you know that if you need the closed caption service, you can just click the capital CC in the right-hand bottom of the screen, and that'll engage the closed caption service. So really pleased to see so many of you that are here and those that are watching as we launch the public consultation process as we update Markham's strategic plan. As you heard Brian say, it's entitled Building Markham's Future Together. Now before I start, I just want to introduce some members of Team Markham that truly contribute to the success of the plan and many other things that come along our way when we have to contend with issues or things that aren't in a plan, but you still have to work at them. And it certainly starts with our council. So I want to take a moment to introduce the ones that are here. We have Ward 2 Councillor Rich Lau, who's here. Welcome, Rich. Thank you for being here. Ward 3 Councillor Reid McAlpine, who's here. Welcome, Reid. Ward 6 Councillor Amanda Colucci, who's here. And Ward 7 Councillor Juanita Nathan, who's also here. And would just say that a couple members of council advised me they couldn't be here this evening. And as we always do, have a number of commitments. This is a busy community, so there's several things that are happening tonight. But to let you know, as Brian outlined, all members of council, our senior staff, and there are many directors are participating in updating the strategic plan. And obviously the participation of council is very important because, as I said the other day, not a day goes by, I think, when a member of council doesn't hear from someone in some fashion, whether it's email, phone, just being out in the community. This is a council that's engaged, accessible, and I appreciate all of their efforts. I also want to take a moment to introduce our senior staff as well. And I'll just say right across the organization, I'm very proud of the staff that we have at the City of Markham. I'll reference some of the awards that we've won. I haven't listed them all or talk about them all tonight, but to let you know that we have an incredible staff, professional, dedicated. You know, no organization is perfect. I always say, show me a perfect organization, and I'll tell you an organization probably isn't telling you the whole story. But I think one of the things for sure is their commitment to public service is evident to me as the mayor, and certainly evident to our residents and to our business community as well. He'll be more formally introduced, but our Chief Administrative Officer, Andy Taylor, is here this evening. And with us as well, joining him, we have Commissioner Trinella Kane, who's here, Commissioner Arvind Prasad, who's here, our city solicitor and director of, I still call it HR, I don't have the expanded name memorized, but Human Resources Department, Claudia Stordo is here, and our Commissioner of Community Services, Morgan Jones, who's also here. And some of our directors are either here or I know they're watching as well. So let's just give them a hand and thank them for the great work that they do on behalf of our community. So I'm really going to just take a few minutes just to highlight some of the progress that we've made on our current strategic plan, which Brian indicated was set to expire at the end of this year. And as of November of 2023, we have substantially completed the majority of the actions that were outlined in our current strategic plan. Now, this would include everything from a refreshed diversity action plan to a new eliminating anti-Black racism action plan to an affordable and rental housing strategy to age-friendly guidelines. We understand the importance in this community for people to age in place, to stay in the community that they're connected with. And so I'm very proud of the fact that we've passed those new guidelines and their policy that will help direct everything from new developments, new communities, to actual housing units, to parks, almost every element of public life, and making sure that everything is accessible for seniors and for people of all abilities. We also have a public arts master plan We also have a local and regional roads plan and an active transportation master plan. More and more people are choosing to go to work, to enjoy our community, to be active, and they use different types of transportation, and we're accommodating that as a city. We also launched our Destination Markham, which is really our tourism board, and I just want to take a moment to thank them and the work that they did during the pandemic. They were set up to attract tourism to our community, and I have to say, as reality sets in, their first order of business was actually to help keep businesses stay alive in our community, and they did an amazing job. We've also conducted significant flood protection enhancements, primarily in the area of Thornhill, but we're also starting to do the preliminary groundwork in areas of Milliken, in Unionville, and in the east part of Markham. And I'm very pleased that we completed a substantial section of the Markham Center Rouge River Trail. One of the beauties that we have in our community is the Rouge River that runs through the whole city. And I often say it really is our crown jewel in Markham Center, just outside our Civic Center here, where you're seeing a community that's denser than the rest of Markham, close to rapid transit like the GO station in Unionville, close to those places of destination like the Pan Am Center and the university. But I'll have to say that those collection of buildings, the architecture, they're all beautiful, but the ability to take advantage and really enjoy the beautiful Rouge River, not too many downtowns in Ontario or across Canada have such a crown jewel that forms the backbone of their community. And of course, we have finally secured funding for the extension of the Yonge North Subway extension all the way up to Highway 7. And I'm very pleased that our efforts to get an additional station came to reality as well. So we now have a station that will be built at Royal Orchard. We've also completed and opened our East Works Yard, which now provides us greater and more efficient winter maintenance throughout the whole city. We were operating out of one works yard, and to have those vehicles go back and forth was inefficient and provided greater challenges. And that new facility, if you haven't seen it, on your way out of Markham perhaps on the 9th line, you'll see it on the west side, and it's really provided incredible capacity for us to provide better service. I am going to say this with a straight face, and I want you to believe that we are doing it. But we are committed here in the city of Markham to tackling congestion. And I know people say they experience something out there each and every day. Well, I want to let you know I grew up in Markham. And before many of the other communities got built, some days it was pretty easy to get around, some days it wasn't so easy. But there's no doubt there's great challenges in moving people and goods throughout our city. And the fact now that we have finally the Yonge Subway extension funded all the way up to Highway 7, the fact that we have improvements happening to the GO rail system, and that the city of Markham again has pushed for 2 additional stations at Denison and Major Mackenzie. Our efforts just recently as chair of York Region Rapid Transit, we elevated the prioritization to have the bus rapid transit system that you see on Highway 7 today, to get that as a top priority in our plan to be extended all the way out to the east part of Markham. So we are committed to tackling congestion, and we understand that it takes a lot of effort, a lot of planning, and it takes money from the senior levels of government, because the first phase of the rapid transit system that we have out there today couldn't have happened without funding from senior levels of government. And to be honest with all of you, the next phase won't happen unless we get that funding as well. I'm also proud of the fact that as mayor and our city, we have advocated for the advancement of widening of the regional road network, regional roads like 16th Avenue. And I know as someone who travels in the community, again, I'm certainly very pleased that we were able to complete the works at Kennedy Road and 16th Avenue. That intersection improvement was something that we insisted on as a city before all of the homes got built in York Downs. And that's when I say that we're committed to tackling congestion. We're doing what we can with the resources that we have, understanding, again, that those are regional roads, but it was our insistence that that intersection be improved. And we also partnered to begin the construction of a 404 overpass just north of 16th Avenue. Again, these are important connections over Highway 404 because they're really the relief for the arterial roads. They're the mid-block collectors. And if you haven't, just beside Seneca College, again, invite you to use that overpass that's been built there north of Highway 7. That'll be the same approach that we're taking north of 16th Avenue. And again, we carried out a very successful municipal election. And I'm smiling a bit. It's not because of who won, but it's because of what our staff did to carry out that election. They used new technology and accessibility features. And we continue to deliver award-winning services to our residents and really award-winning services that our customers have come to expect. Sorry, I should have introduced as well our CEO of Markham Public Libraries is also here, Catherine Biss, and let's give her a hand and her staff. And to let you know, again, this wasn't in our plan, but what a wonderful way to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Markham Public Libraries. We eliminated all of the late fines. You don't get charged late fines anymore. So we do want you to bring the material back. We still insist on that, but you won't be charged the late fines. And it was a way of celebrating the 50th anniversary. And again, our commitment to making sure that people of all backgrounds and income levels have access to the programs that we all enjoy. We also continue with our proactive rehabilitation of roads, and we've enhanced our winter maintenance program. We continue to innovate by partnering with Visual Defense. This is AI technology, and it allows us to detect deficiencies in the roads, to identify where the potholes are, and to get them repaired more efficiently and costing less money. We also support new housing. We've issued thousands of new building permits so that new homes can be built in our community. We also want a greener and more resilient future. And to that end, we've expanded our rooftop solar program. You can't see them at eye level, but on every community center, including the massive roof at Pan Am, all have rooftop solar. And again, it's a real credit to our staff and the way we've carried out that program and continue to grow it. We also expanded, and this is something the community was asking for many years, but we expanded our tree pruning program throughout the city. And we've planted enough new trees to create forests for the future in the hundreds of thousands. We also expanded our EV charging network to all of our community centers. And we've expanded our community and allotment garden program. And I have to say, nothing is more rewarding than to watch gardeners who have spent time and nurtured what they've planted, but also to see people of different backgrounds come together to enjoy that experience, to teach one another how to grow different things from different parts of the world, how to cook using those goods that are grown here locally. And what an incredible social program. And I just wish we'll probably have to do more of those as time goes on. We also have introduced many signature parks in our community. And I invite you to look these up and to go visit them, because you will be amazed at what's there. Take your kids, your grandchildren, your nieces, rent a kid if you have to, but go and enjoy these parks because they're amazing. The Cornell Community Park, the Robert Spindle Park, the Debbie Wilkes Park right across the road, William Cox Park, Gordon Leach Park, Grandview Park, and we preserved and enhanced the Cornell Woodlot Park. We also made some incredible improvements to the Morgan Pool Park, and we renovated and expanded the Morgan Pool facility. This is a bit of a hidden treasure. As someone who grew up in Markham, I could tell you I rode my bike up there several times to swim, even when I was told not to. It's a wonderful place, and it's become even better with the way that it's been improved. We also expanded our winter maintenance program to make sure that now we have, I think, close to 100 pathways that are cleared in the community so that people can have access to those beautiful parts in our community even during the winter months, and they can be active. We also introduced, because of climate change and because of the quality of water, we can't skate any longer on some of those rivers and ponds in our community. But to the credit of our staff, because I and council challenged them and said, okay, now we've got this deficiency of things we used to enjoy as kids, how are we going to make that up? And we introduced 5 outdoor community rinks throughout the city of Markham so that kids, people of all ages, can enjoy the outdoors. And we have one great existing one right outside this place, so I hope you come back and enjoy the outdoor skating rink here at the Civic Center. We also purchased the historic Shouldice site in Thornhill, a key site in an area that has less parkland already and that will see incredible growth over the next 20 years. I don't know how many of you have followed it, but there is a lot of building happening at Yonge and Highway 7. Now, rightly so in some respects, because that's where the Yonge subway is going to go. But with that growth, we need more parkland. And unfortunately, municipalities aren't able to, through the development process, get as much parkland as they used to. So this was a very timely, and I think something that generations will enjoy in terms of the purchase that we made. We also broke ground on the new campus for York University, which is scheduled to open in September of next year. I'm excited about this one, and I just had a chance to go to the university fair and spend some time at the York booth. And let me tell you, just meeting young people and seeing that glaze in their eyes, wondering what they should do with their future, wanting to find out about programs, and having many of them specifically ask about the new campus in Markham was a real highlight for me when I went down. In the early year of 2020, we were faced, I think, as all of us know, with an emergency, a public health emergency, unlike anything else we've ever experienced. And I can tell you here at the City of Markham, that was not in our strategic plan. We didn't have a manual to go to open up to page 20 and just follow these instructions. So we had some very difficult decisions to make during that time. Decisions like closing the very facilities that we take great pride in building and giving access to the community. We had to shut them down. We had to stop programs that brought kids together, that brought seniors together, that took them out of their isolation that they feel at home, and we had to stop all of that and actually tell them to stay at home. So the pandemic forced us to do a lot of things differently. But again, despite those challenges, I am extremely proud of the fact that the City of Markham was able to maintain essential services. Not only do that, but continue on delivering a number of key goals in our strategic plan. I don't know about many of you, but usually when there's an emergency happening, that takes all your energy, that takes all your focus, and you tend to forget about everything else that you were supposed to do, but not here at the City of Markham, thanks to the incredible leadership and to all of our staff across all of the departments. We went beyond just the regular business of the day. And really, one of the examples very early on was utilizing artificial intelligence to enhance the programs and services that we provide. We actually became the first city in all of Canada to launch a virtual assistant, and it couldn't have come at a better time. The virtual assistant provided residents with factual public health information, which was crucial in the early days of the pandemic. I wish I'd written all of the myths and misinformation that I heard in those very early days. This tool was fantastic. You asked the question, and if we didn't have the answer on our website, it took you to a very reliable source where you could get the answers. So we continue to remain steadfast in our commitment to delivering award-winning services. The mobilization of resources and personnel really couldn't have been accomplished without the support and commitment of the staff here at the City of Markham. I hope all of you recognize that. I know many of you did, because I was getting messages from you during those very dark days. And in 2020, the City of Markham began a careful and thoughtful transition out of the pandemic response to focus on building a better Markham. Markham is a thriving and vibrant city and successful in many ways. Return of in-person events really highlighted for me and for our community the strong desire to come together and to celebrate our history, to celebrate each other, to celebrate our diversity, and in all of that, hope for the future. The City of Markham truly does deliver exceptional services by exceptional people. And we were once again recognized as one of the top employers in Forbes' annual list. The city was also ranked first of large Ontario municipalities for fiscal transparency and received the Canadian Award for Financial Reporting for the 20th consecutive year. We have a lot to be proud of. We also received recognition for our 2022 election, for our use of the Rover AI Road Deficiency Program, our waste diversion efforts. We introduced the programs, and all of you make them successful. Our styrofoam recycling program, our bicycle-friendly designation, the greenhouse gas effective action plan, just to name a few. The city is committed to ensuring that our workforce, our organization, reflects the diversity in this community. And the Diversity Action Plan will guide us for many years ahead. We continued our important work on truth and reconciliation by strengthening the partnership with Yabatum First Nation. We introduced a new land acknowledgement for council in all of our meetings. We also unveiled the Anna Webke 7 Grandfather Teachings, public art sculptures at the Ani Community Center. If you haven't been down to Ani, go check out the community center. But when you're there, please, just go out the east entrance and take a look at these beautiful sculptures created by students here in our community with the guidance of Indigenous leaders. Now, we couldn't have done everything that we've done over the past few years without the support of all of you, without the support of our community. I want to thank you for your patience, for your kindness, for your understanding, and for your support. And with everything that we have done and with everything we've experienced, like all humans do, we now look to the future. A future that I think is as bright as today than it's ever been for Markham. And we need to get your input to really let us know what you want to focus on in the years ahead. We truly do want to build Markham's future together. Now, with that quick, and I say quick because there was a lot more, and as a politician, you know I said, what about this, what about this? And they said, it's only a one-night evening event. But that was a quick overview of the successes and accomplishments. And now I want to introduce our Chief Administrative Officer, Andy Taylor, who will give you an update on where we move forward on our strategic plan. And we'll say this before he takes the stage. I'm very proud of our senior management team, and they've heard me say this before, as members of council have, and probably a few of you in the audience as well. It's no surprise to you, we're government. But I can tell you that in this organization, we are as entrepreneurial as any private sector organization. We embrace innovation. We make sure that our staff are trained, that they have the skill set to remain safe in the community while they're providing those services. And we embrace new ideas and input in everything we do. And really, I thank council for that, but I really do thank Andy Taylor, our Chief Administrative Officer, who has created that culture here. We may sit at the council table, which we do, but after we leave this room, don't kid yourself. There is a lot of work that has to happen to ensure that the decisions we make as a council get carried out in the best possible way. And so, we don't have a profit margin at the end of the year, but I can tell you we are entrepreneurial and we seek excellence in everything we do. And I say thank you to Andy Taylor for the great job that he does as our Chief Administrative Officer. Again, over to you, Andy. And thank you for coming out.
Thank you, Mayor Scarpitti. The mayor said a lot of kind things about me, but like everything here in Markham, it's a team effort. I think you can see my strong team here and in the front rows here, and Catherine at the library. We are a team. We work very hard on the culture, on doing things together, on talking to each other, on aligning with each other. So it is a very strong team culture here at the City of Markham. So thank you, Mayor Scarpitti, for recognizing your leadership team here, and I do appreciate all the leaders here that have come out tonight, so thank you all. And thank you to everyone here for joining us this evening for the presentation and discussion we're having tonight on our strategic plan, which we've coined Building Markham's Future Together. And again, I want to thank, again, staff, those in attendance, and those not here tonight, but listening in, as the mayor said, to the councilors present and to the councilors out in the community tonight. And as the Chief Administrative Officer here at the City of Markham, I lead a very dedicated team tasked, and our ultimate goal here at the City of Markham is service excellence. That's what we talk about day in and day out. How do we achieve outcomes with the customer and the stakeholders in mind? And our mission is to work with our entire community to provide high-quality municipal services that meet, if not exceed, the expectation of all our residents and businesses. We are, by many standards, awards, recognition, rankings, one of the leading Canadian municipalities, and I think all of us in this community should be very proud of that. It's one, as the mayor said, we embrace innovation, we celebrate diversity, and we want to build vibrant and healthy, safe communities while preserving our past. In every council term, we sit down, we come together, council and staff in the community, to think about what the city should prioritize over the next council term, which is 4 years. And this becomes our roadmap. And Markham staff use this roadmap or strategic plan as guidance to implement the initiatives and programs that members of council and the community have provided feedback on. And we call this the strategic plan, our strategic plan, building Markham's future together. And building Markham's future together is a blueprint. It's also a green print for how council and staff will make thoughtful decisions about the city's future. And this strategic plan will help all of us prioritize our actions, focus us, will help us to guide us as decision makers to achieve the desired outcome for the community. Our current strategic plan was endorsed by members of council in 2020. And as the mayor mentioned, and Brian, it was set to expire at the end of 2023. But earlier this year, council decided to extend the current plan, strategic plan, by another 3 years, taking us out to 2026. The current strategic plan has 4 major goals, illustrated right here. The first goal is exceptional service for exceptional people. A lot of action items under each goal. Second goal, engaged, diverse, thriving, vibrant city. Big goal. A lot of action items under this goal too. The third goal, we want a safe, sustainable, and complete community. And each of those words were chosen carefully. And again, we have major action items. The mayor mentioned some of them, and they fit under one of these goals. Last but not least is stewardship of money and resources. We take great pride here at the City of Markham, meeting and exceeding your expectations, but doing it in a very fiscally responsible manner. Talk to businesses. One of the reasons they locate in Markham when they're looking across Canada or in Ontario is our tax rates in Markham. They're the lowest, or one of the lowest. And that gives them that competitive advantage, as you can imagine. So we heard from you 3 years ago when we got together, and tonight, the beginning, we want to hear from you again. We're seeking all of your input to what you want our city to focus on in the next 3 years. This input from you will guide our actions to make Markham better, greener, safer, and a more inclusive place to live. And 3 years from now, when we look back on today as the start of our new priority setting, I hope we'll be very proud of our accomplishments. And one of the milestones I think Brian mentioned is we want you to participate in our public survey that's online now. In that survey, tell us what you want us to do. What do you want us to prioritize? Do you want a greater focus on climate change? Building more trails? Improving our city's communications with each other? Hosting more big events? Reducing gridlock? Advocating for more higher order transit? Get your ideas on the table and prioritize them so we, as a team, staff, council, community, businesses, can work together and focus and prioritize the next 3 years. So we'll work, staff, very closely with members of council to accomplish the goals created through this process I've just described. This strategic plan, or any strategic plan in any community, ours in particular, is one of the most important policy documents we have. And we all, community, staff, council, businesses, have a very important role to play in shaping it. So I want to thank you again for being with us tonight.